Day 23 of the glebe Operation Zalotti continues. My word, where do you start? Absolutely lost for words. Well, at least I know what the name of the operation is now. But this is an operation, if you remember back on the 8th of July, when the police said there was an operation, it wasn't an operation. They haven't been talking to the bailiffs, they've been talking to the bailiffs. They wanted a meeting with me. And then 3 months later they said because they haven't been in contact with the bailiffs, there was no need for a meeting. And then lo and behold, 3 months later after that, the police come to my house at 6 o'clock in the morning, shutting the road off and the whole of Barming, 30 odd, 40 odd police at 6 in the morning to come and arrest me for an allegation of criminal damage to a chain and padlock in March of last year. And a complaint was only laid in December. Now let's have a look at that, let's break that down. So there's an allegation made in December. So you phone the police up, say in December, and say someone's damaged my chain and padlock back in March. What would the police do? Would they wait 3 months and then come and, would they wait, a couple of months, then come and 6 o'clock in the morning, come and shut the road off as if like you're some mass murderer, gun smuggler, people trafficker, drug dealer? Would they come and do that? Or would they sort of invite you down for a voluntary interview? Or come round during business hours? I think so, that's what they would normally do, if they was going to investigate it at all. But no, clearly the police come round, they've conspired and colluded with these bailiffs that have turned up with a fraudulent document, an alleged High Court writ which can't be enforced for a residential domestic property, for mortgage arrears, alleged mortgage arrears. Oh, and we'll cover that. I've got I've set up there is a payment plan. I am paying the mortgages on both the properties as prescribed by law before you try to say I don't pay your mortgage and all the rest of it. So they've turned up with the bailiffs with this fraudulent document for without a warrant of possession, a High Court writ which can't be. I have to watch I'm going a bit all-terrain here, so it's a little bit muddy out today. So the police have assisted aiding and abetting, which is breach of section 26 of the Courts of Criminal Justice Act 2015. They can't use the police powers improperly to aid or abet for the benefit or detriment of someone else, which clearly is what they've done. It was a joint military operation to shut the road off. This was 3 weeks ago on Friday, so we're on day 23. And now they're in force again outside the house. Apparently they was outside the house all night last night. Can people not see for themselves the criminality of what's going on here? Like I said yesterday, if this was just a straightforward, lawful, legal possession of my property and everything was above board, and there was no fraud or criminality with the courts and the banks that's obtained this fraudulent instrument, then it would just be take the house, and then if I step foot on the land, then I'll be arrested if I've done something wrong. But surely you must be asking the questions, why is there so much security? Why have they gone to the extent they've gone to with the fencing, the security staff, the police presence, the no exclusion zone, whatever it is? Don't you think this is a little bit overkill? I'll tell you what I think it is. This is a malicious, targeted, personal attack on me. That's all it is, to alienate me from all my community, the neighbours, so everyone blames me for all the police out. It's Toby's fault, and he's done this and he's done that. Look at the manhunt they done back in 2021. Global fucking manhunt, which ended up where? Went to court. The CPS, that was for entering the COVID ward. That was for conspiracy to cause a public nuisance. That's what caused it to be all over the TV globally, newspapers. And then when it went to court, it was just to cause without reason a nuisance or disturbance on NHS premises. And then when I got to court for the trial nearly 2 years later, the CPS offered no evidence. They offered no evidence, and the judge asked me to explain what had gone on. What happened that day, and whoop, nearly. What happened that day? What led up to the events? And I explained the situation. The judge said, "No, you had more than reasonable excuse to do what you did, Toby. You're acquitted. Done, just like that." So all of that publicity, negative publicity, targeting me again. This is similar. There's a pattern of behaviour. I reported that that guy assaulting me the other day when he grabbed hold of my arm to the police, just to see whether they'd investigate it. They haven't done nothing. And if you remember when I got the malicious communications through my post, the death threats and all the rest of it, I thought I'd phone the police up as an exercise, just to see what they would do. They come round. They took it, then they took all the evidence away, and then they contacted me and said, "No, it's a civil matter." And then there was the years before when I got the malicious communications, when they fitted me up and I was up for possession of firearms, handling stolen goods for a can of pepper spray, and I was in court for nearly 2 years when they was trying to get me put inside for 5 years. And that case collapsed. I got a unanimous not guilty verdicts where I exposed the police lying on the stand, to the point where the judge put his head in his hands in the Crown Court and the prosecutor curled up into a ball, and the jury was just sitting there in absolutely astonished shock at what the amount of lies that was coming out the police's mouth in the court. After that, after I won that, they sent out a mail shot to every single person down my road. Malicious communications. Again, phoned the police up, the police come round, all my neighbours showed me the evidence of what had been sent. They collected it as evidence. They went down knocking on doors. Half an hour later they come back and said, "Yeah, sorry Toby, we were not looking into this any further." He said, "It's a civil matter." So this is a blatant, personal, malicious attack on me to shut me up and alienate me from everyone. Listen, you got the operations, Zalotti. I've made inquiries, put in complaints about it. I'm upset about it just as much as what you are. The fraud that's happening is against me. They're not protecting me, who's reporting the true crime. They're protecting the banks and the courts and the criminality. I haven't gone into this half-heartedly. I've been studying this for over 10 years. I've been asking all the right questions in all the right places to the right people. Get back to the police. They took stuff out of my house, and I've been asking them for 3 weeks now to give me an inventory list of what property of mine they've taken out of my house. My car keys. Took my car keys for one. What else have they taken? They won't even get back to me, won't even respond. I've been to the police station, I phoned them up, I'm emailing them virtually every single day, no response at all. But yet they're quick to turn up. If I go down to my home to go and do a video and ask the people to leave because I am a displaced residential occupier from my home, unlawfully, with criminal paperwork, with the assistance of the police, what have the police done? Targeting me. So there's this picture is a lot bigger, and now because of the amount of police that are there, you've got to be seriously think about what's going on. Just don't listen to what. There's going to be a lot of trolls and agents and saying this, that, and the other. But let them get on with it. But look deeper into this. What's really going on? Why is there so much police presence? Why are they going out their way to protect that property, to stop me? And I know the reason why is because if I get onto that property, the police will have no choice but to arrest me, which will get it into the criminal court, and then the burden of proof is beyond reasonable doubt. Not like these county courts where it's a balance of probabilities, beyond reasonable doubt. And as we found in Bob White's case, as we found in Tom Crawford's case, as in Chrissy Morris's case, as in many other cases across the country, when it gets into the Crown Court judge has to ask the bailiffs or the enforcement company to produce the documentary evidence that they believe granted them authority to be on the property, and they can't because there's nothing that stands in law, at law, that grants them any authority to be there, and the case collapses. So this is what the police can't afford. is because if I get this into the criminal court, then that is it. It's beyond reasonable doubt. And they haven't got the documentation. I have. I've got all the evidence of the fraud. And it'll get it into the criminal court. So that's the deeper meaning behind all this. It's the protection. So listen, have a good Sunday. I'm going to have a good Sunday, even though it's raining. I'm out with the dog, not down at my usual place because I'll have to go through the restriction fly zone, and I'm not going to give the police any opportunity and to play into their hands, because I know what they're after. I know what they want, and I'm not playing their game. Doing this by the law, by the letter of the law, and I'm biding my time and gathering evidence. The other ones that's acting criminally here, not me. So on that note, and Ted, what you got? I told you about that Botox. So yeah, we're going to carry on having a little walk. Enjoy your day.